Hi, this is Brad Carlton from TrueFire, and I'll be demonstrating selected examples from the lesson 10 Things You Gotta Do to Play Like Danny Gatton. This lesson was written by Jesse Gress, and it appears in the October 2007 issue of Guitar Player magazine. Here's example 1A. Now I'll start these kind of slow because there's a lot of subtlety and nuance in these bends. You start off with this whole step bend from the B flat to the C, and that's a grace note bend very quickly. A quick release, then back up. Then you pull off to the A flat, make it staccato by putting the pick back against the string. That's example 1. I'm going to play it very slowly, and you'll hear how you want to keep the sustain going. 1. Again. Let's move on to example 1B. The variation on this is that you don't have a whole step release because you get that flat 5. Remember, we're in the key of F here, playing over an F7 chord. So you go, hear the difference? A little more sinister. It's not a whole step release. Then you also have that little quarter step bend on the flat 3. And again, you put the pick against the string. Don't try to stop it with your fretting hand. When you get done, you see how you're still bending the string. A little more sinister sounding, a little more down in the blues. Example 1C has some more variation in it. The difference here is that you start off with a whole step bend, half step release, back up to the C, whole step release, so you're getting both moves. Hear the difference? And that's all this subtlety. A lot of people don't realize that when you're working in the bend, you have all these microtones, and specifically, since we're in F, there's your flat 3, the 4, the sharp 4, and then your 5. So it's good to practice being able to find those with right-hand staccato. I've explained that in a lot of my own blues series, and it helps you deal with all these great options. All right, let's move on to this final example of example 1, example 1D. You start off with this whole step bend, and you also have the E flat in place. So it's a great double stop, and you're going to hybrid pick it. Got that country kind of twang, pedal steel. And then you finish off with a whole step bend up to the B flat from the A flat with your index finger. So it's... And you can hear how we get that flat 5 in there, that C flat or B natural. And it's a gradual bend. Now, I always dampen with my right hand. I'll repeat what I've always said probably in every lesson I've done. You're going to block all the strings except the strings that you're playing. So in this case, you start off your hybrid picking. You got the pick on the second string, middle finger on the first string. But immediately after I play those two notes, see how I put the pick back up against the third string, and the side of my thumb dampens all those bass strings. That keeps things tidy. Then I release. As I come back down, I can come back in with my middle finger and block the first string, or just let go of that note. Then I have that. I've got everything blocked so I don't have any noise problems. Because remember, when you go to play that whole step bend of the A flat up to the B flat, you have no provision for dampening with this hand. And also, you can't really see it because the camera angle isn't as such. If we were coming in this way, you would see how I'm not really upright with my first finger. As I execute that bend, I kind of roll over so my finger's coming in diagonally, and that helps me control any noise issues. Now, I encourage you on all of these examples, 1A through 1D, to look for options, applying staccato, working with that half step or whole step bend between the 4 and the 5. And you can also apply it in many other places in your blues scale and in a lot of the other areas of different modes and scales.